Hi everyone, welcome to Inside and Out Yoga and Meditation, where every day we help you reach your highest potential inside and out. I'm Emily and I'll be your yoga instructor. Today we have a hot and sweaty practice for you. You're probably going to need a block or a shoebox or a water bottle, something to help you bring the earth to you and balance just a little bit better. But other than that, let's get started. All right, as always, join me in whatever comfortable seat serves you today. I will be in my favorite cross-legged position. And whenever you arrive here, you can just let your hands fall where they may and bring your eyes to a close if that's comfortable for you, or if not, just simply soften the gaze and start to deepen the breath and just come into the moment. Feeling yourself here on the mat right now. Taking time for yourself. We're going to be moving a bit faster today. Maybe we'll get a little sweaty, a little hot. We're going to try to tap in to our inner fire, that inner light even, that lives right in the center of our beings, right in our torso. Maybe this is the fire that's often referred to as your drive or your courage, but it needs to be activated, right? It's not just something that is always a light, right? Just like any actual fire in the world. We need to work at it, especially if we're looking to make change in our lives, in the world, greater beyond our personal lives. We need that inner fire. Before we can change anything externally, we need to change the internal. Everything comes from the inside out. Anyway. So with that in mind, we'll start our practice with a nice deep cleansing breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. You can bring your eyes open if you haven't already, and we'll move to our tabletop position. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, really pressing the tops of the feet to the earth, spreading the fingertips nice and wide, finding our base, activating that core even in this very simple, very familiar pose. We'll start to move through our cat-cows, inhaling, dropping the belly, opening the chest, maybe even lifting the gaze, and exhaling, rounding through the spine, dropping the head. Inhaling, dropping the belly, getting that curved spine, and exhaling, rounding through the spine. And find some freedom here, right? Taking some circles in one direction and then the other. Maybe just swinging the hips, maybe staying in either your cat or your cow for a moment longer than you normally would. Just flowing with your breath and what feels good. Whenever you're ready, join me back in that tabletop position. Really root down through the hands. I'm going to just walk forward a bit. And then step one foot back and the other and arrive in a plank. Already starting to get that fire going so early in the practice. We'll say hello to that fire and say we'll come back later as we press back into our downward facing dog. You can pedal out through the feet here.
find a comfortable dog position today. Might be different from your down dog yesterday or the day before that, because our bodies are different every day. Coming to the breath. And then finding a stillness. Lift through the heels, bend the knees, look forward and take a nice slow walk to the top of the mat. And fold when you get there. Take a nice generous bend in the knees. Just let the neck go. Let the low back go. Keep that bend in the knees, root down to the feet, and slowly roll up to a standing position, arriving in mountain pose, Tadasana. Finding strength even in this simple pose, finding that active core even in this simple pose. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, and exhale, maybe prayer moves through you, folding forward. Inhale, right leg steps back. We're in a low lunge. Plant the palms down, step the left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Roll forward back to that plank pose. Bend through the elbows and lower all the way to the earth. Untuck the toes, plant the palms, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Tuck the toes, press into the palms even more as you lift up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes to sky. Exhale, step it forward between the palms for that low lunge. Left palm stays down as the right arm rises up for a nice juicy twist. Drawing that left hip crease back. And bring that right hand back down to frame the right foot. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Halfway lift spine nice and long. Hands on shins or even on the floor. And exhale, fold it forward. Bend through the knees and rise up. Arms sweeping right overhead as you rise. And on the exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, left foot steps back, low lunge. Plant the palms, right foot steps back to meet left, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to that plank pose. And exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Untucking the toes, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, hugging the elbows into each other. Inhaling up, baby cobra. Tuck the toes and push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes to sky. Exhale, step it forward between the palms for a low lunge. Right palm stays where it is. Left palm reaches up to the sky for a nice twist. Really bringing that left shoulder to the right side of your mat, opening up through the heart. Bring that left palm back to frame the foot. Right foot steps up to meet left, halfway lift, spine long. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, rise, sweep the arms overhead. Maybe you look up as the palms meet. And fold it forward on the exhale. Inhale, right leg steps back. Low lunge, plant the palms. Left foot steps to meet right, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to that plank. You can stick to lowering all the way down, or you can lower halfway through Chaturanga Dandasana. Flipping the feet, extending the elbows, upward facing dog. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips back up, and on your exhale, land in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes to sky. Exhale, step it forward to that low lunge. Left palm stays down as we raise the right arm up for a twist. On your exhale, bring that right palm back down to frame the foot. Inhale, left foot steps up to meet right, spine nice and long. And exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, rise all the way, arms sweep overhead. And exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, left foot steps back, low lunge. Plant the palms, right foot steps to meet left, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to that plank pose, lower half or all the way, your choice. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Tuck the toes and lift the hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes to sky. Exhale, step it forward, plant the right palm. Inhale, left arm rises. Nice twist in our low lunge. Exhale, left palm comes down. Inhale, right foot steps up to meet left. Spine long, halfway lift. And exhale, let it go, fold it forward. Inhale, rise all the way, arms sweep overhead. And exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, right foot steps back. This time we'll plant the palms and step the left foot directly into plank, lowering all the way or halfway through chaturanga, coming up to up dog or baby cobra. And on the exhale, we meet in downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Step, jump, or hop to the top of your mat and fold when you arrive. Inhale, roll all the way up, sweep the arms overhead. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot steps back. Plant the palms, right foot steps directly to plank, lowering half or all the way. Flipping the feet, coming to up dog or baby cobra. And exhaling up and back, downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Step, jump, or hop to the top of the mat and fold. Inhale, rise all the way, arms sweep overhead, and this time as we exhale, we sit back into our chair. Hips back, knees forward. Weight is more in the heels, and arms can come up to frame the ears. Really finding that fire now, right? We've done a lot of movement, and we are not done, but don't let that scare you, because we're still going to have some fun. Feeling those legs firing, hopefully feeling your core firing here too, because that's, what really holds us up. And exhale, let it go. The fold should feel really nice. Inhale halfway to prepare. Plant the palms, and on your exhale, step, jump, or hop back to chaturanga. Your choice, doesn't matter which. I'll show you the hop. We land in bent elbows. Inhale up to baby cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And let's really get this flow going, huh? And if I'm going too fast, pause the video and do it at your own pace, or you'll just be a little behind me, and that's okay. Your practice is your practice. We have different bodies. I am just a guide. Inhale that right leg up to sky. Exhale, step it forward to our familiar low lunge. Spin the left heel down. Left arm guides you up and open. Warrior two, right knee is bent. And see that the right knee is not really splaying out to the right side. Keep it pointing forward, just as straight as the arm above it. Flip that right palm, bring it up and back. Peaceful warrior. Straighten through that right leg and tip forward for triangle pose, Trikonasana. Left arm rises, really tucking that right hip under you as the left hip point draws forward. Feeling that there's also a twist in the torso in this pose as we're really bringing that left shoulder back. Rebend through the right knee, lift the right arm up and back. Peaceful warrior, cartwheel the hands down to frame the right foot, and step back and move through your vinyasa, whether it's chaturanga to up dog, whether it's lowering all the way down. Maybe it's a child's pose, or maybe you just go right back to downward facing dog. Your choice. I'll meet you here. On your inhale, raise the left leg to sky. Exhale, step it forward between the palms. Spin that right heel down, and right arm guides you up and open, warrior two. Really rooting down through the outer edge of the right foot and the left big toe. Feeling the strength in your core, feeling that fire, feeling that power. Flip the left palm, bring it up and back, peaceful warrior. Straighten through that left leg. Send that left hip crease back as you tip forward for your Trikonasana, triangle pose. Feeling how the lift in your right arm brings you out of your hips so we're not really like sinking into our hips and our hamstrings. When you're ready, bend through that left knee, sweep the left arm up and back, peaceful warrior. Cartwheel the hand down to frame the front foot and step it back and move through whatever flow is serving you today. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. All right, let's build on that. Right leg rises on your inhale. Exhale, step it forward between the palms, low lunge. Spin that left heel down, left arm guides us up and open, warrior two. Inhale the right palm up and back, peaceful warrior. Straighten through that right leg and come forward to your triangle pose, Trikonasana. We're gonna get a little crazy here, but trust me, and I know you could do it. Keeping the legs exactly where they are, you might need to step the back foot forward and make that adjustment if you need it. But in regards to the hips, they're not moving. We're just turning our torso towards the right foot. I'm gonna grab my blocks, maybe you do the same, and step the left foot in just a bit. But my right hip crease is still drawing back and my left hip crease is drawing forward. And we are in our pyramid pose, folding over that right leg as much as you're able to. Don't force anything. You can even have a little bend in that right knee. But both feet are still firmly planted. Breathing here. Again, we'll keep the legs exactly where they are. We'll move the left arm over to the pinky toe side of the right foot and find a twist as the right arm lifts. This is pretty challenging, even though we're on both feet. It is a balancing pose. But find that twist in the torso. Really bring that right shoulder back towards the opposite edge of the mat. And breathe. Bring that right palm back down. Move that left hand back over. And step the left foot back. Find a low lunge. Maybe you move your blocks, maybe you keep them. Plant the palms, step back through a plank pose and moving through your vinyasa. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. And no matter what just happened there, if you're like, no way, Emily, that's okay. We're gonna try it again. Inhale, left leg comes to sky. Exhale, step it forward between the palms. Right heel spins down. Right arm guides us up and open. We land in our warrior two. Finding our confidence for these challenging poses in the familiar ones, right? Inhale, flip that left palm, bring it up and back, peaceful warrior. Straighten through that left leg. And we tip forward for our triangle pose. Keep sending that left hip crease back. The right hip point forward. Ground through the feet. Taking a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, turn the torso forward. Hips stay where they are. Maybe you step that right foot in some. I even step it out a little wider. That just helps my hips a little bit. But I'm still drawing that left hip crease back and the right hip point forward. Both of my legs are still straight in this pyramid pose. And fold as you need. Even luxuriating in the pose, right? It doesn't need to be this like thing you're muscling yourself into. Take a bend in that knee. Keep your elbows straight. Find a block. Put it on the highest point. Right? You're not here to prove anything to anyone. We'll transfer the right hand over to the pinky toe side of the left foot, keeping the hips exactly where they are. We open up to the left. Right, our left arm is risen. Left hip crease still drawing back. I know it's hard, but you can do it. We're finding that fire. Maybe you look up at your left fingertips and let it go, bringing it back down, moving the block, stepping back to your low lunge, planting the palms, sending that left foot back to a plank, and lowering through your vinyasa, taking a child's pose if you need it, and sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now don't quit on me now. Inhale, right leg comes to sky. Exhale, step it forward. Low lunge, spin that left heel down. We rise to our warrior two. We're strong. We're finding our fire. I'm already getting a little sweaty. Maybe you are too. Flip that right palm up and back, peaceful warrior. Straighten through that right knee and come forward to your triangle pose. Finding a breath here. Turning forward, returning to our pyramid pose. Experimenting with what didn't work last time, with what did. Maybe folding deeper. Maybe you folded too deep last time and now you're coming a bit higher. That's good. That's good. Transfer that left palm over to the pinky toe side of the right foot and open up to your twist. Finding trust in yourself, finding that courage. And now we're even going to get a little more crazy. Keep the twist. Bend through the right knee. Prayer the hands at heart centers, and maybe even the left elbow meets the right knee. And as many steps as it takes to get there, step the left foot up to meet the right. We're in a chair twist. Breathing here. Finding the fire. Finding our core. Pressing the palms together. Moving the blocks if they're in your way. Let the right palm come to the earth. Untwist yourself. And step back to a side plank. As many steps as it takes you to get there. You can bring the left hand to the sky or to your hip. Be sure that you're not letting your hips fall to the back. Bring them forward. You could stagger the feet if you need a little more help. And bring yourself back to a regular plank. And lower all the way, halfway, whatever serves you. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. We just got one last side. You could do it. Inhale, left leg comes to sky. Exhale, step it forward to that low lunge. Right heel spins down. We come up and open. Warrior two. Taking a breath here, taking a moment. Maybe even psyching yourself up, talking yourself into keeping the practice going. Inhale, bring the left palm up and back, peaceful warrior. Straighten through that left leg and tip forward, triangle pose. Finding the twist here. When you're ready, turn the torso forward. Grab for your blocks if you need. Maybe step the right foot in some and fold forward, letting it go in your pyramid. When you're ready, switch that right palm to the left pinky toe side and open up your revolved triangle. Remembering to breathe here. We'll never find the fire without the breath. Bending through that left knee, letting the hands meet in a prayer. Low lunge twist. However many steps it takes you to get there, step that right foot to meet the left. Chair twist. I like to meet my feet to be kind of close together. But if it's better for your hips, you can have a little bit of a wider stance. And the goal for the twist is have your palms be at the center of your heart or the center of your chest. So really press the palms into each other. And you might not be there today. I'm not there today. That's okay, right? Maybe try looking over your left shoulder. Plant the left palm down, move the blocks, and however many steps it takes you to get there, we step back, side plank. Whatever modifications you need, take. Maybe you challenge the balance by looking up at the right fingertips, finding that core to keep you in balance. Bring the right palm down, find your plank, and take your vinyasa or skip it. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Once you're there, take a breath. Congratulate yourself on a pretty difficult practice. We're not quite finished yet, but you made it through the hardest stuff. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, and take a nice walk to the top of the mat and fold when you get there. Continuing to find the breath, especially if you lost it, and that's okay. Rolling slowly up to stand Tadasana Mountain Pose. Sweep the arms overhead, and as you exhale, sit back to your chair pose. Sitting as deeply as you can, right? Because that'll engage the core even more. But if you're not sitting deep today, that's okay. You can still engage that core. And we'll challenge ourselves to bring our bottom slowly, slowly, slowly to the earth until we're sitting. Yay, we're sitting. You can bring the legs out nice and long, finding a staff pose for just a moment. And then bringing the right knee in for a hug. Crossing the foot over the left leg. Maybe you wrap the left arm around the right knee for a hug, or you can hook that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Whatever feels better for your hips. And just bring that right hand tented gently behind you and finding a twist once again. Maybe starting to bring the heart rate down. Coming back to center. Take the right foot, bring it back to the right side, but keep the knee. And let the knee fall out to the right. Plug that right foot in, and my left leg automatically comes out to a diagonal. Maybe yours does too. If not, see how it feels to bring the left leg to a bit of a diagonal. We'll turn to face the right to find a twist once again. And then bring the right arm over the ear. And the left arm can just lay on the inside of the left leg. Maybe your hands touch your toes, maybe they don't, right? We're finding the twist here. We're not necessarily trying to stretch the leg. We're trying to open up through this side body here and twist. Come on up. Come back to center. Moving slowly, bringing that right knee in and letting it come out long. Reorganizing yourself in your staff pose. And bring that left leg in. Doing the same on the other side. Crossing the left foot over the right leg. Hug your left knee with your right hand. And tent those left fingertips and twist, maybe looking over the left shoulder. Making sure you're not rounding the spine. Really finding that proud, that confident posture that comes when we stoke our fire. On your next exhale, come back to center. Uncross the left foot, bring the left knee in for a hug. Maybe this is when you bring your right leg to a diagonal. Let the left knee come out long and plug that left foot into the upper right thigh. Twist over to the left And sweep that left arm over your ear, just letting the right arm fall where it may on the inside of the right leg. Maybe you look under your left armpit, really finding the twist here. And if you can normally touch your toes, this twist, mindfully finding this twist and opening this left side of our body, that might prevent you from touching your toes. And that's okay. That's actually what we want, right? Like I said, we're not trying to stretch the legs here. Even as we slow down, we're keeping that fire going. Come back up and return to center. Let the legs come out nice and long, and slowly just lay back onto the mat. And when you arrive, just let everything go. Let your legs fall where they may, let your arms fall where they may. Maybe bring the eyes to a close. Coming into our final pose, Shavasana. Reconnecting with our breath. And I say that multiple times through the practice because it is very easy to lose the breath. Everyone does it. And this is the time when we're not focusing on our thoughts, not focusing on what our physical body is doing. We're just feeling the breath flow through us. Knowing that being connected to the breath, especially in stillness, will keep our inner fire burning, allowing us to make change, allowing us to have the courage to make that change. I'm going to stop talking just for a moment, but trust that I'm still here, and I will bring us out of class together. If you'd like to stay here in Shavasana, please do, for as long as time allows. But if your time has come and you'd like to come out of Shavasana, take a nice deep breath. Take gentle movements, keeping with your deep inhales and exhales. Stepping one foot in and then the other. Bringing the feet to the mat. And roll over onto one side, the side of your choice. And use the opposite palm to press you up to a seat. Maybe your eyes stay closed. And find whatever seat serves you. You can even stay in Shavasana as you listen. There are so many things that go on in our daily lives, so many external things that affect the internal. But when we keep our fire going, when we know we have that fire within us, the external almost doesn't matter.
we use that internal fire for ourselves, for the world greater than us, to bring about change, to even bring about courage to others, to the outside world. But we need to look within ourselves first. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.